Yo, what is going on YouTube? My name is Blake and welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I am not working on the Subaru. I'm actually working on my daily. So I'm going to kind of introduce this to the channel. No, it's nothing special. It's a daily. It's a 2006 Civic Hybrid. And what I'm doing today, if you can see all the cans, is I'm going to be showing you how to PLASTIDIP. Because basically this thing is fucking ugly, to be frank. It's got all the chrome. It's got the hybrid wheels, which are probably the ugliest wheels I've ever seen. And basically, I bought this car for like $5,000 a couple months ago. So to me, yes, I could go and buy a new set of wheels to put on this, but to me, it's not really worth it. I'd rather spend that money on something for the Subaru because, you know, that's my build, my project, my race car per se, I guess, even though it's stock. But this is my daily. I deliver pizzas in this, and I mean, it does its job perfectly, so I figured why not just do a cheap and easy mod, as in PLASTIDIP. Alright, so what I use when I PLASTIDIP stuff, because I've done this a few times, is a bottle of soapy water with dish soap. Helps remove any wax or grime or anything. It's usually better to wash the car right before, but I just had it washed, went through a drive-through wash a couple days ago. Obviously, PLASTIDIP of whatever color you're going to be PLASTIDIPing, blue tape, and sometimes you can use newspaper or something else to cover up stuff, but PLASTIDIP is so easy to take off, I usually don't even really mask too much. Cardboard is important because I'm going to be doing this grill piece, and you don't want to be spraying PLASTIDIP into the radiator or the intake or any of that, because that's going to royally fuck up your car. So that just goes right behind. And I just realized I haven't even told you guys what I'm going to be PLASTIDIPing. So I'm going to be doing this full chrome piece in the front and the emblem, obviously all four wheels, and then in the back just the emblem. And this piece here I'm going to be doing because I don't know if you can really tell on camera, it's a little dirty right now. I'm gonna have to clean it up, but it's kind of oxidized and the paint is fading. Clear coat's kind of gone, so I'm just gonna spray it on that just to kind of protect that. Might come out looking pretty cool. So first step, of course, is to clean off all the dirt and grime from your wheels or whatever surface you're PLASTIDIPing, and make sure that it is 100% clean. Okay, so one thing to note when you're cleaning up wheels and everything is you want to make sure you get all in every little crevice, every little speck of dirt or anything that you can get. These wheels are actually very, very easy for PLASTIDIP because, as you can tell, there's literally the 5 little air pockets here to cool the brakes, and then there's these. And basically it's a flat face. And normally I would take the wheels off when I PLASTIDIP because then you can get every corner all the way around a lot easier because this bottom part's a little harder. But with these wheels, because they have these weird like center caps that cover over the lugs, I'm just gonna leave them on. I mean, you can do either way. I like to take them off normally, but depends on what your wheel looks like and what you're dealing with, because with this, if I were to pop this off and dip this separately, when I put it back on, more than likely it would peel up right here on the center cap, and it would start peeling that and it would look like shit. So just wanted to let you guys know of that. Alright guys, so one other thing that I forgot that you do need is trash bags. The reason for this is when you're doing the wheels on the car, you don't want to be spraying PLASTIDIP through the holes. With these wheels, I mean, probably wouldn't get too much anyways, but you don't want to spray through here and get the brake disc or the brake caliper, anything coated in PLASTIDIP, because that's not going to be very fun when you're driving around, because you'll be getting I don't know what to call it, but I guess your braking will be very off, and you won't be able to stop properly for the most part until it burns off. So it's not going to kill you, but better to just take the first step and just do it the right way. Okay guys, so to get this trash bag around the brake, with a normal wheel where you have big openings, you could just slide it through and pull it around. With this, I'm probably going to have to go around the back. And basically what you do, open up the trash bag. It doesn't matter what kind. It usually helps if they're these ones with like the drawstring, just because it kind of makes it a little easier. Basically, you want to just kind of tear it right along the seam. And usually I just tear one side. And then what you do is get the longer side that's not torn here. And because I'm going from the back, it might be a little different if you go through. Basically, just drape it down and pull it. You want to pull it and make sure it goes around the brake itself, which, like I said, with this car is going to be very tough because the brake is literally right here. So I don't know if I can actually even get it on these. Yeah, so it looks like it might be a little tough with this setup. I might just have to just spray it and just say screw it and just let it do its thing. Not the end of the world, like I said. It does make your braking a little weird, but it'll burn off and it's not gonna kill you. So as you saw in the last clip of me trying to put the bag through, it did not work because of the way that these wheels are set up. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work for me. If you have a normal set of wheels, or if you're not doing it on a Civic Hybrid, then you will definitely be able to get it around the brake. You just want to make sure that you see it around the caliper and you can see it behind the holes in your wheels so you're not spraying on it. But for me, like I said, it's not going to harm anything, so I'm just going to do it just without. So for masking the front grille like I'm going to do, what I had to do was remove this plastic trim piece. There were literally 4 clips. This clip right here was clipped in on the side. There's one here, another one on this side. Very simple, and basically, obviously that's going to be different for whatever car you're working on if you're doing the grille. Basically, you can see there's a little slot here between the grille and the radiator. What I'm going to do is rip up a piece of cardboard that is enough to block the vent right here so that I'm not spraying into that. So basically, I'm going to rip that up and put that in there. Okay, so as you can tell, everything is all covered up. There's a little bit of the radiator showing on this side that I couldn't get the cardboard to cover. That's why I got a couple pieces of blue tape. Other side was fine. Got everything just kind of attached just a little bit so it doesn't fall down. Really not a huge deal. But now basically I'm going to get to masking. Now I'm all done masking. What I like to do is leave a gap of about 1/4 inch to 1 inch and fully spray that area, because that's the area that you're gonna want to be thick so you can grab it and peel it off afterwards. Basically, I just like to mask it off somewhat. Doesn't have to be perfect because PLASTIDIP, you know, you can peel it off. That's the best part about it. So this is what I did with the front grille. You know, I put the cardboard underneath, just masked it off, left about, yeah, like 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, maybe 1 inch at the most right there. With the rear, same thing. Just masked it off, left a little bit of gap all the way around. And basically, what you want to make sure that you do is make sure that all your tape is fully pushed down as well, because you can get some dip stuck in it and it can be kind of a pain when you're peeling it off. But basically, we're about ready to get spraying. For the wheels, I never really mask off the wheels because it's super easy to peel off, and if you get overspray, you can just use a microfiber to just rub it off. So now I'm going to get started on spraying. So basically, before you start, you want to shake the shit out of the can for 2, 3, 5 minutes. The more you shake it, the better. And if you're in cold weather, you want to make sure that you heat up the can somehow, whether it's with a hair dryer, heat gun. Be careful with those though, don't overheat it. It will probably blow up and that's not gonna be fun. Or you get some warm water, soak it in a bowl for, I don't know, 5 minutes, and warm up the chemicals and everything inside that's gonna make it so it sprays good, so you don't get chunky spray and it looks like shit. All right, so I've been shaking up the can for about 5 minutes. What I like to do is get something that you can spray on, test out the how it's spraying, make sure it's not spraying clumps of dip, because that's gonna make it look like shit. So basically, just spray it out. This is looking good. Spraying just how I want it to. So now, first coat, very light. So that's one of the most important things, is make sure you go very light on the first coat, because, I mean, basically every coat you wanna go very light with PLASTIDIP until you're about 3 coats in, then you can get full coverage. That's what I like to do. And I think that makes it look the best, as opposed to caking it on, because then you get drips and bubbles and different things that you don't want. So, like I said, first coat very light, so barely even missed it on there. Just make sure you hit everything with one quick stroke, basically. And that's my first coat. That's what I like to do. All right, so as I said, first coat, you want to even barely miss it on there. I've done a small little first coat on everything. As you can kind of tell, it looks like I didn't shake the can enough back here. This might not come out perfect. You can see all the little globby bits. I got my other cans sitting out in the sun. Not all of those are full. You're not going to need all those, but some of them are half used that I'm just going to finish off during this little project. But yeah, first coat, get it on super light and let it dry 10 to 15 minutes, and then go for second coat. All right, so second coat, about the same as the first, probably aiming for about 75% coverage. Do the same thing. See how it's spewing? That's not good. So I need to keep shaking it until I get a better outcome here. So that looks better there. So always keep shaking it. It's just gonna help make sure everything's broken down and everything, especially if the cans have been sitting for a while. All right, so now second coat, like I said, a little bit more than the first coat, but you still want to keep it thin. So that's about good right there. Now I'm gonna do the rest of the car and walk you around after. All right, second coat is done. Like I said, about 75% coverage, still a light coat. I did it a little darker on some of the wheels, kind of accidental. I noticed that the can is spewing a bit on the top here, if you can see that. Because when you're spraying and you're not at a vertical angle, so you want to spray it like this always, or try to. If you spray it like this, it's going to spew. I try to, with this back spoiler, because it's flat, I try and go and spray it at like an angle kind of like this, and try and kind of work my way around, and then do it sideways going down this way as well. But I mean, that's just something to keep in mind. Also, after every coat, you want to get an old microfiber or paper towel or something and just wipe this tip off here, because it can accumulate dip inside, and as you know, dip dries pretty quick. That's why I say wait about 10-15 minutes between coats. And if it dries inside, you're going to get huge spews, and it's going to completely ruin your dip job. So now I'm going to wait about 10 minutes, let second coat dry, and then we'll be on to the third coat. All right, now time for the third coat. Been about 10 minutes. It's relatively dry. It doesn't have to be 100% dry. You just want to let it dry for a bit because you don't want it to clump up. You want all the layers to go on top of the layer before easily and not have to really worry about clumping and bubbles and drips and everything. So for the third one, still relatively light, but I'm looking for close to full coverage. All right, so there's the third coat. Close to 100% coverage. I'm not trying to get it too wet yet. That will be the next coat. All right, guys, so real quick, one more thing that is very important when you're Plastidipping is once your can is almost empty, make sure you throw it out. Don't keep using it until it's all the way empty because you will spew. Here it was starting to do it. It's kind of hard to tell. It's after the third coat, so everything's looking black now, which is good. Fourth coat, basically just gonna do full coverage. I've already used one full can. Basically this next coat is just gonna be full coverage, and then I'm aiming for 10 coats. So I'm not gonna film any more coats because now it's just full coverage. You want full wet paint on it every time. You want the whole thing to be fully covered 100% every coat. And you wanna let it dry 15 to 20 minutes now. Get it fully wet, let it fully dry, and then do another coat the same way until you get, I aim for 10 coats. You can do 7, I would say, at the minimum if you want it to be peelable. So yeah, I'm gonna catch back with you guys once I'm done with everything. Might be later tonight once everything's dried. Okay, so this is what I meant by wet coat. This is the fourth coat I just put on. You want it to look like gloss black is what I meant by that, just so you guys know. And this is how you do every single coat until the end now. Okay, so I actually lost track of how many coats I've done, but I'm finished. It's super thick, it's drying really quickly. As you can see, grill came out really good. Wheels came out pretty good as well. There's a couple little splatters because I used the cans a little bit too long, but I mean, that happens, and sometimes it'll come out, sometimes it won't. But for the most part, it came out pretty good. Now this, the spoiler, I'm not so sure is going to come out very good. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It has a lot of texture to it because, like I was saying earlier, if you spray with the can facing down like this, which you have to for a surface like this that's flat as opposed to a wheel that's sideways, you can keep the can straight up the whole time. It makes it kind of difficult to spray it well and have it come out good. So we'll just have to see once it dries, but it does look pretty good for now. Emblem came out perfect. I mean, that's super easy. Other wheels all came out about the same. They all came out good. It's not my best dip job I've ever done, but it's definitely not my worst. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to redo it or anything, but basically now the next step is to let it dry probably another maybe 15, 20 minutes. Let it fully kind of set. But I mean, I'll show you. So part that that doesn't really matter, I'm just going to test it. So this right here, let's test. So it is, I mean, it's basically dry. If you see, I mean, it's basically dry. So I'm actually going to go ahead and show you how to peel it now, in the sense of peeling around the part that you want to keep dipped. So I mean, basically clean up your tape job, and as you can see, it just peels up like that. So obviously you would do this for the whole car, take off all your masking tape, and then what you want to do is, if you sprayed this thick enough, it should be peeling up just like this. And as you can see, it's coming off exactly how I want it to. And then basically you just pull away from what you're trying to pull the dip from. And you do that on the whole car, and I'm gonna save you guys the boredom of watching me do this on the whole car, and I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have a lot of overspray on the back here. You can see where I taped it off. There's nothing, of course, and then there's overspray. One thing that you can do to make this really easy to take it off, just get a microfiber, and you literally, as you can tell, you just rub it off. That's the thing that's great about PLASTIDIP, is it's not gonna leave any permanent overspray all over your car or anything. It just takes some time to kind of rub it off and find all the areas, especially where it's really, really thin. Basically, you just rub at it and it comes off. This thing that's great about PLASTIDIP. And also, I'll show you real quick. When I was putting the little plastic piece back in under the hood, so you can tell it got all scratched up here, which kind of blows, but I mean, it is what it is. As you can tell, I just whipped out one of my last cans that I had and just sprayed a really thick layer on there, so at least it looks black. I don't feel like redoing it because of that little thing. You may want to if you care more about what it looks like up close. But the car looks a whole hell of a lot more aggressive, if you can tell. After I get all this little overspray stuff off, I'm gonna take it outside and show you guys the finished product. Alright guys, just want to show you a little trick when you're doing emblems like this. Get a toothpick and you can kind of pick at it till you get through. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here. So you get through here, and then that's what I like to do to get in like emblems, like Honda emblems. Pretty straightforward. There you go. And then you kind of just grab it and pull it out. And hope that it doesn't peel up on your emblem, because that's happened to me before. And it looks like it is. Damn it. Alright, well, I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so this came out fucking horrible. You can see it peeled up a bunch of different spots of it. I tried to tuck it in there a little far. Can't tell, so screw it, whatever. But yeah, so here's the finished product. I didn't peel the PLASTIDIP on the tire because it's black and it's basically the same thing. And you can do that if you want. I've done it before. It's just a complete hassle for not much of a change because it's the same exact color. Front came out really good. I'm liking the way that it ended. So yeah guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And just so you know, if you're just seeing this for the first time, this is the car I make most of my YouTube videos on, if you were to check out any other ones. So no, I don't just do Civic hybrid videos, I do videos on my wide body bagged STI as well. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.